Hello and welcome to this week's episode of For the Love of Chiropractic. I'm your host, Dr. Robert Freeman, and whether you're a new listener or a long-term listener, I'll say welcome to the show. Have an incredibly special show for you today. This is our 52nd episode, and what that means is week by week over the past year, there have been bite-sized episodes of how you can build the practice and the life of your dreams. Because I truly believe if you're a dedicated chiropractic physician and you're on a mission to help sick people get well and well people be truly healthy for their entire lifetime, that's what you deserve. So in today's show, I want to pull the pieces together to really talk about how you can build the practice and the life of your dreams. So as I say every week, welcome to another episode of For the Love of Chiropractic. I'm your host, Dr. Robert Freeman. I've been in practice for over 30 years, and I continue to work in $1 million practice that I built, ran, and sold. I've taught, lectured, and coached our profession, and helped so many chiropractors build the practice and the life of their dreams. And now, I want to help you do the same. So here's today's show. On this week's episode, we're going to be taking bits and pieces from most, if not all, of the past 51 episodes and pull the pieces together so you can really build the practice of your dreams. So if you've decided that good is not good enough and okay just ain't okay enough, and you want excellence, you want to search for perfection, you want to create the extreme, beautiful, amazing practice that you know you can have, that's what we're going to be talking about. Well, I truly believe that it all starts with your purpose. What is your purpose for being a doctor? What is your purpose for wanting to help people? What is your purpose for wanting to have your own practice? What is your drive? How deep does that go? And how bright does it burn? And even though you clearly aren't there yet, do you know that you can get there? I love the saying, always happy, never satisfied. Are you grateful for where you are so far? And that's not saying be grateful and just be happy where you are. No, be proud of what you've accomplished and where you are so far, but not satisfied, because that's where the push is to do more, be more, and make a bigger impact and have more. So once you've got your purpose set and you know it, you understand it, now I want to take a minute to talk about your mindset. Do you know that it can be done? One of my favorite ways to help prove that it can indeed be done is to look around. And if anybody else has done it, any other human being has done it, you know what? Then it means it can be done. And with the proper tools, you can do it too. Now, maybe you don't have the proper tools right now. Maybe you need to go get them. Maybe you say, well, they were lucky, they got born into a certain situation, or they were raised a certain way and I wasn't raised that way. Well, now you're talking about what's in your headspace, something that sometimes is called mother, father, teacher, preacher, or MFTP. These are the things that were programmed into you as a young child, and maybe it holds you back. And I'm sure your parents did the best they could with where they were in their life at the time, their lives at the time when they were raising you. They did the best they could. But you're an adult now. You can't blame them. And if things weren't perfect, I'm really, really sorry. But it's up to you to change it and say that was in the past, and now, here today, I choose to see and do things differently because I can. I'm a functioning adult, and therefore I can do things the way that I want to do them. Maybe like that person who's really successful the way they've been doing them. And you can say to yourself, well, I'm not like them. I don't do things like that. You can if you choose to. One of the secret laws of success is to match, mirror, plagiarize, and steal the actions and attitudes of anyone who is more successful than you are, because that's going to help you step up the ladder towards more success. And speaking of stepping up the ladder towards more success, another one of the rules of success is to help people who are lower on the ladder than you, a rung or two lower, that are trying to climb up. So what that means is those doctors that you know who are more successful, 9 out of 10, 99 out of 100 understand that law. And if you call them and ask to pick their brain, visit their office, spend some time shadowing them in their office, you may have to drive an hour or two. You may have to hop a plane and go somewhere. That's okay. The vast, vast majority of them are proud and happy to have you come visit and help you any way they possibly can. Help you by phone, help you by video call, whatever it takes. Because the truth of the matter is, while lots of chiropractors seem to think that every other chiropractor is their competitor, the guy down the street is your competitor, that's just not true. We're colleagues, and we're all here to help each other, because there aren't nearly enough chiropractors, because not nearly enough people see and utilize chiropractic care, and you know that deep down, and so do they. So as we've been talking about your purpose, and we've been talking about your mindset, we need to visit chiropractic philosophy for a minute. What is the purpose of your care? Why are you taking care of people? Is it truly just to get them out of pain? And you know what that looks like. Getting someone out of pain is a certain number of visits over a short period of time. And if that's what you want, that's fine. You know you need a huge number of new patients to get to the volume and the type of care to create a huge practice. And that's just fine. But if you expand your philosophy to really understand the benefits of long-term chiropractic care, how it changes the neuromuscular skeletal system on all levels, from the afferent and efferent nerves all the way through to the way the individual organs work, and the chemistry, the biochemistry that's going on a cellular level is all dependent on the nerve function and what the body is telling the different tissues that it's supposed to be doing. And that's all directly related to you removing those vertebral subluxations to optimize the nerve function at each vertebral level the way that you know it should be done. And if you don't know that, then it is time to expand your philosophy and what is the purpose of your care. And as you expand that philosophy, that focus, the plans that you're giving the patient, you're giving them options of what's possible. If you simply tell the person that you can help get them out of pain, end of story, they'll listen to all or most of that or some of that, or maybe not at all. You've limited by definition how far that relationship can go of what you're offering to them. Think of yourself as the tour guide. I'm offering you this entire menu of health of what's available to you. How much of it would you like to consume from me? If it's just about pain relief, it's a very small menu. It's a very, very specialized menu. You've chosen to go to a restaurant that only serves appetizers. So be it. You'll order an appetizer, and then when people are still hungry, they go somewhere else for the main course. If you offer appetizers and a main course, fine, they'll stick around for that, but then they're leaving to go somewhere else for dessert. What if you don't offer coffee to go with the dessert? There's a good chance they're going somewhere else for the coffee. And what if you don't have a liquor license for your restaurant? Then, you know what? They're having drinks before they come to see you, or they're going somewhere else to have drinks afterwards, if that's something that they're interested in. But we're not talking about restaurants. We're talking about your chiropractic practice. We're talking about the offerings of health care. What is the health care that you're offering? I think it should be a broad, wide, beautiful menu with all of the options so that people can really look at it And you know what? A large percentage of those people are going to say, I'll have everything on the menu because I want to be healthy as possible for the rest of my entire life. And I want that for my spouse and my children and even my extended family, so I can refer them to you as well, because that's what we believe. And if, on the other hand, they don't want it, that's fine too. If they really only want appetizers, you can decide, are we really only serving appetizers here? Do we just get someone out of pain if that's all they want? That's a decision for you to make in your practice. I say yes, you offer it to them, and along the way, attempt to explain in a professional, friendly, non-confrontational way what the better option is for their long-term health. And as you're listening to all these things that I'm saying, somewhere along the way, you might have even said to yourself, well, I don't agree with that, or I think he's wrong, or he doesn't know what he's talking about. There's 5 words that are the most important words that you need to put into your brain. And those 5 words are, it's all in your head. If you believe it and think it's possible, it is. And if you don't believe it and don't think it's possible, then there's no way you can ever accomplish it. But as I said previously, if anybody's ever done it, it proves it can be done. Don't say it can't. You simply have to decide if you want to be on that side of the equation or the other side of the equation. As a very nice patient once said to me a long time ago, every day in every business, there's people who make money and there's people who lose money. You just have to decide which side of that equation you want to be on today. So now with your purpose, your mindset, your philosophy, all the way that it needs to be, it's time for you to go to work on your office. I didn't say go to work in the office. It's time to go to work on the office. And the way you go to work on the office, the number one rule is you need to fall in love with the process. There's lots of processes and pieces that need to occur to make a great chiropractic practice, and this is true for any business. Fall in love with each step of that, because that's going to draw you towards the expertise and the accomplishment to make it exactly the way that you know it needs to be or want it to be, because it can be. So now with all those pieces in place, it's time to really roll up your sleeves and go to work on it. So where are our patients going to come from? Some combination of advertising and marketing. I am not a huge fan of advertising. I think advertising is where you take perfectly good money and flush it down the toilet, and then you turn the tap on to see how many pennies come back to you. Marketing, on the other hand, is no cost or very low cost. You're putting yourself out in front of people, meeting people, asking them about their health, telling them who you are and how you help people with their health, and inviting them to come in to see you. And we spent a whole episode talking about this. But when you do that honestly with an open heart, people will take you up on the offer. Get out of your own way. Be willing to shine yourself up. Go out and walk into businesses with your cards and introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Freeman. I'm a chiropractor down the street. We typically help people with things like neck pain, headaches, back pain, leg pain, arm numbness and weakness. I'm new in practice, or we have room in our schedule. We're looking to get out and meet people in the community who we can help with their health. Would you be interested in talking about something like that? Do you have any issues like that? Can I leave you my card? Would you like to set up an appointment to come in for a no-charge consultation so we can take a thorough history and really see how we could help you? And if I can't help you, I'll do my best to send you to somebody else who can. I'm not one of those doctors who says, oh, I can't help you, so good luck. No, I'll make sure you get where you need to be, because there's no reason for you to be living with this pain. Even if you've seen other chiropractors, you know what? There's new and different techniques. Let's at least find out. Maybe you can be helped. If there are any gyms nearby, you can go in and talk to the manager about coming in and even setting up an information booth just to chat with people about their health. You can do a spinal screening, you can do palpation, you can have a short questionnaire, a very short questionnaire. People don't want to do a lot of paperwork when they're going to the gym, but a quick questionnaire on a scale of 0 to 5 in the past 2 months, how much of any of these things affected your life? And again, list out the common things that you like treating and helping people with. Have these symptoms affected your sleep, your work, your attitude towards your spouse or your loved one, your ability to be with your children and interact with the other things that you enjoy doing, hobbies and activities? And if the answer is yes to any of those things, that person has just said, I would love help with this because I don't want to live with this anymore. Are you a big enough person to go out and ask people, will they let you help them? Because that's what we're talking about. And when you do go out there, you can't be afraid to look people in the eye and meet them where they are and speak to them. Don't start with hello, how are you if you're sitting in a screening booth. Hi, we're here helping people with things like neck pain and back pain. We have a short health questionnaire. Would you like to see if I can help you with your health? It's direct to the point, because if you start with hello, how are you? They're already walking by. I'm fine, and they're gone. You're there for a purpose. What's your purpose? It's where we started. What's your drive? What's your mindset? We want to help people, as many as we possibly can. So those are some marketing events, ways to get out into the community. We need to hire and train our staff, a staff of people who help us with our mission of helping people. Imagine for a minute that you've gone anywhere that you've ever been in your life and how you were treated by the employees there. Think of the best and the worst. Now take the best of the best. Imagine how you can step it up, because that's how I want you to train your staff to help these people who are coming in desirous of your help to optimize their health. Because again, good just isn't good enough. I want excellence. I want people to brag about how amazing your office is, how excellent your staff is. I heard it for years and years, and I know you can have it too. Talking about other parts of the office, I think you should set a fair fee and provide excellent service. I think you should be providing more service than you're getting paid for, because the universe will reward you, because the law of fair exchange says you have to be rewarded fairly for what you're providing. If you charge a fair fee and provide excellent service, referrals are going to come. The phone's going to ring. People are going to brag about you. You don't want to be on the other side of that, giving okay service and charging as much as you possibly can, because you're going to magically find the patients just don't stick around. They don't appreciate you. They don't think you're giving your best. And I don't think you are either. So a fair fee and excellent service, excellent results will lead to the big, wonderful, powerful practice that you want and deserve. But before we hire that staff and before we step out into the community, look at your systems and procedures in the office. Everything should be beautifully silky smooth, so that from the first patient of the day to the last patient of the day or the week, it goes off as flawlessly as possible, so you're in the flow. People come in, they get an amazing experience, they get a great adjustment, they're happy. They say things like, just coming here, I feel better, because of the patient experience that you're providing. It's this amazing place that they love being. Is your day one flawless? The patient intake, your history, your examination, the other testing that you do, neurologic, orthopedic, x-ray, and the release procedure that happens at the end of day one. And then your day two, your report of findings. You've created a wonderful relationship with the patient. Now you're explaining in plain, simple English what the problem is, how they're in the right place, and how you're going to help get them better. It's been said there's 4 questions that a patient wants answered in their report of findings. Am I in the right place? Can you help me? How long will it take? How much is it going to cost? And when you answer those honestly from your heart in a fair way, that patient will say, thank you, please help me. And from there, you flow into the regular patient visits of how you manage this person, because you're the tour guide to health. Where are we going? You're constantly painting the portrait forward. Well, you had trouble getting out of bed. You have trouble walking. You can't get your socks on. Is that the goal? No, I think the goal is to be able to start walking and going further. I think the goal is to be able to start doing gardening. These are things they've told you that they want to be able to do. Have you ever had a patient who had back surgery who had to give up golf? I'm working with that person right now. I've done it before, doing it again. And I've told him, based on what we see and the progress that you're making, he just wants his pain reduced. We've already got his pain reduced. He's already moving better. But I've told him, you know what? This is October. By the spring, you're going to be playing golf if you keep progressing the way that I expect and the way that you have been. Paint the picture forward because they deserve it. And it's in an honest way. They don't know. They don't even know what's capable, what's possible, and they're scared. They very often think that this limitation that they have is going to last forever. In fact, I'll bet there have been other doctors who have told them, yeah, you'll never do that again. And I love when I get to prove those doctors wrong. Because the human body wants to heal. It always wants to heal. It's how the human body is built. If you have any question about that, we did a whole episode on challenging the chiropractor back as one of the early episodes. Really look at that. The body heals. It just takes time. And it does it on its time, not your schedule, but its schedule. I think you need to be having staff meetings to have everybody on the same page, clear things up, make it better and better. Start each day with a daily huddle. Start each shift with a daily huddle. Bringing the team together, getting everybody on the same page, and again, moving everybody forward. Because when everyone's on the same page, it's like clockwork. The best offices that I know is when everybody feels that it's their job to help make everybody else's job easier. Well, if I do this, it makes the CA's job easier. If the CA does that, it makes the front desk person's job easier. If the front desk person does that, it makes the office manager and the billing people's job easier. If the billing people do that, it makes the doctor's job easier. It makes the accountant's job easier. It's a big circle. If you create that philosophy in your office, the team works together like a family and everybody's happier, and it creates more positive energy in the office for an even better day, week, month, and an entire career. All right, and that's our show for today. If you have a question about today's show or your own practice, feel free to reach out at fortheloveofchiropractic.com. Before making changes to your practice, be sure to seek legal advice regarding those changes and regulations in your state. For the Love of Chiropractic is an RGF production, all rights reserved. And thanks for listening. Original music provided by Hunter Rich Music.